Koma chamenti makamba amene mukutiza kuti Dr. Makanjira kuli Dr. Makanjira kulibe kuyesa ndipo mufunika kuziva kuti Dr. Makanjira kulibe kuyesa. Aliyense wamene azoti wapita mavuto yosiyana-siyana atumene Dr. Makanjira akuthandizeni. Kaya kusowa kuti mu nyumba mulibe mwana, kaya kuti nikutupa kwa miyendo Dr. Makanjira zamakwanirisa. Koma ndikupempha inu omvera kuna kuli konse mwatimvera kuti kuli Dr. Makanjira kulibe zoyesa. Aliyense amene akutenga namba yafunika khani cholinga chamete kukamba kuti kuli Dr. Makanjira kulibe kuyesa azimayi azibambuna kuli konse mutimvera. Dr. Makanjira kupezeka mboma la Mungwa, mukafika pa Mungwa prison paja funsani una aliyense kuti Dr. Makanjira apezeka kuti aza kuuzani. Koma meti makamba kuti vena kumkulira kuti naenda ukuzizana sizina ukusoke. Chamene ngakamba for example chachisanzo kapena kuti example. Ndicho kuti ngati mwatenga muphawula wachikonde kuli Dr. Makanjira suna kuite ntchito Dr. Makanjira aza kupozani ndrama yanu. Ndime tukamba kuli Dr. Makanjira. Ndime tukambira kuti kaulapeda ngomena madauta kuti Dr. Makanjira sangafike ife kuna kuli konse kwa mwatifuna ife tingabwere ngati mukuyopa kuti ine silifuna kuti nibwere ku office kwanu ife timafika pa nyumba pano kusewenzerani pathandizo amene mukufuna ndipena masozi ya Dr. Makanjira ndifaka kuti kuchallenge pano kuti kuli Dr. Makanjira kulibe kuyesa kani pa nyumba pano ife timafika kugwira ntchito amene mukufuna ife.
What is love if you don't give it away?
Want to charm a woman anyway because you are built to pursue.
A purpose marriage, really, and it takes a lot of intentionality.
True companionship is not proximity. It is a mutual knowing. Intentional love will always win. Join us for Love Diaries, where couples share their love stories, play fun games, and more. Love Diaries, where love is honest, learning is constant, and conversations matter. Love Diaries, love will always win. If it's not on Prime TV 2, verify it. Our dedicated reporters across the country bring you accurate, well-researched news, keeping you informed 24/7. Catch us on Topstar Channel 110 and follow us on Facebook at Prime TV 2 Zambia. Prime TV 2, the home of breaking news.
Why keep your business in the dark? Shine a spotlight on your brand with Prime TV 2.
Botswana, of course, behind me is the Kazongola Bridge. And
we broadcast on Topstar Channel 110 DTH platform and reach an expanding digital audience through our Facebook page, PTV2 Zambia.
Projects that have been dotted across the country.
Advertise with us today. Contact our marketing team on 0978 71 9477. Prime TV2, the home of breaking news. Start your day with Sunrise Breakfast Show. The flagship morning show on Prime TV 2. Wake up to breakfast news as it happens.
What if you're not away?
In-depth discussions on the day's top stories. Live reporter checkings from across the country. Expert analysis on government policies and their impact. The latest in local and international sports. Catch us on Topstar Channel 110 and follow us on Facebook at PTV2 Zambia.
Sunrise Breakfast.
Sunrise Breakfast Show, only on Prime TV 2.
A lovely good afternoon and welcome to Africa in Perspective on PTV2. My name is Rhoda Mlenga. Now, across the continent today, young voices are rising in civic spaces. Security concerns continue to shape national conversations, and of course, political developments are unfolding with far-reaching implications. We bring you Africa in Perspective. We start with East Africa. Now, Kenya has launched a 30-day nationwide voter registration exercise aimed at boosting youth participation ahead of next year's general election. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission is targeting at least 2.5 million new voters in the first phase, with a broader goal of registering up to 6.3 million, most of them young people. Now, the move follows the 2024 Gen Z-led protests, which have been triggered by tax increases, which later expanded into wider demonstrations over corruption, economic hardships, and alleged human rights abuses. Now, more than 100 people were killed, with several others reported missing. Despite the protests subsiding frustration among young Kenyans, the participation levels still remain high, which have been, of course, driven by concerns over the cost of living, unemployment, and, of course, governance. In response, youth-led initiatives such as Niko Kadi campaign are using social media, music events, and business incentives to encourage first-time voters to register. The push comes amid declining voter turnout, with youth participation dropping to just under 40% in the 2022 election, the lowest in 15 years. So now organizers say momentum is building as young people respond to calls for civic engagement and seek greater influences in shaping the country's political future. We have more details in this report.
Kenya is readying for next year's general election with a voter registration drive targeting young people. In 2024, Gen Z was at the forefront of anti-government protests, but since then, many have disengaged.
We get to determine our own future by electing this leader, and we, the younger people, are almost 14 million by the time it will come 2027 general election. That means that the younger people have the power to even elect a leader that of their own choosing, even the presidency, if they vote as a bloc. And that is what we are currently trying to do, apart from just forcing them trying to educate them or mobilize them to register for voting.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission aims to add more than 6 million new voters before next year's election, 70% of them youth.
I'm here to register as a voter, a Kenyan voter, because I would like to have my voice heard outside there and to vote for the leaders that I would like to, that I feel are playing and understanding us as a young generation, and also who are going to bring change to our society.
But first, they need a voter's card.
I'm here because of the hope that this card brings for the future. I've seen a lot happening on the streets and in our country, like from fees to theft. At a point, it's just painful to watch. And the fact that only a card can make the difference, then why not?
From TikTok Reels to store discounts and concerts, young people are using creative tactics to drive up registration. The results may well be seen at next year's poll.
Well, a very interesting report now from civic participation in Kenya to security concerns in West Africa. Mali's military has denied reports that it released around 200 suspected jihadists in mid-March in exchange for a halt in attacks on fuel envoys. Now, authorities described the claims as unfounded and intended to undermine public confidence in the country's defense and security institutions. Earlier, reports from security and political sources had suggested that more than 100 and later 200 detainees were freed as part of a deal that included a temporary truce expected to last until the Muslim festival of Tabaski at the end of May. Meanwhile, jihadist fighters linked to the group for the support of Islam and Muslims have been targeting fuel tanker convoys since September, disrupting supplies and bringing the capital Bamako to a standstill at the peak of the crisis in October. Although the situation improved in recent weeks with the arrival of fuel shipments, shortages also resurfaced earlier this month with available fuel prioritized for electricity generation. Now, reports also indicate that some of the suspected militants alleged released have since died, though these claims remain unconfirmed by authorities. Mali continues to face a prolonged security crisis, which has been driven by extremist groups, criminal networks, and separatist movements. We have more details in this report.
Mali liberated around 200 suspected jihadists in exchange for an Etienne political sources announced to media earlier this month. But on Monday, the Malian army backtracked. It denied releasing the suspected jihadists under an alleged deal to end the fuel shortage. An official called the information about the deal completely unfounded and lacking any reliable source. Since last September, jihadists from the al-Qaeda-affiliated Jainim group have been attacking fuel transport convoys. The recurring attacks have led to a critical fuel shortage in the capital, Bamako. Although the tensions eased over the past months, the capital once again faced a shortage in March. Fuel convoys arrived in Bamako after mid-March, once the alleged deal had been reached. 3 of the suspected jihadists have so far died after being released, according to families and community members.
Now to North Africa, where diplomatic efforts are intensifying. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has called on United States President Donald Trump to help end the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, now in its second month. The appeal was made during a joint press briefing in Cairo alongside Cyprus President Nikos Christodoulidis. And Egypt has positioned itself as a key player in efforts to de-escalate tensions, engaging with regional partners and participating in recent talks with Pakistan aimed at finding a path to peace. As most of you would know, the developments come amid heightened tensions involving Iran, following warnings of possible strikes targeting key infrastructure, including major oil export facilities. Now, Cairo has constantly pushed for a ceasefire and renewed negotiations, particularly in relation to the conflict involving Israel and Hamas in Gaza. The latest appeal underscores Egypt's continued diplomatic push for a peaceful resolution.
The aftermath of strikes on Tehran as the Middle East war now enters its second month. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi on Monday appealed to his American counterpart to end the fighting. I say to President Trump, no one but you can stop the war in our region and the Gulf. I speak in the name of humanity and all peace-loving people. And you, Mr. President, are a peace-loving person. I address you directly in my name, in the name of the region and the world, regarding the grave consequences of the war continuing any longer. Please, Mr. President, please help us bring the war to a stop. You have the ability to do so. El-Sisi's words came shortly before Trump threatened to obliterate Iran's power plants if it doesn't agree to peace terms soon. Tehran has denied that ceasefire talks are taking place.
Now, staying with continental developments, we now turn to football in West Africa, where Ghana has parted ways with head coach Otto Addo just 2.5 months before the national team's first match at the World Cup. Quite sad. Now, Ghana Football Association confirmed the decision in a statement without providing reasons for the termination or naming a replacement. The move follows a series of poor results, including a 2-1 loss to Germany and a heavy defeat to Austria, marking 4 consecutive friendly losses. Addo has been in his second stint as a head coach, having previously led the team during the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. As a player, he represented Ghana internationally and won the and won the Bundesliga with Borussia Dortmund, and Ghana is set to compete in Group L at the upcoming World Cup alongside Croatia, England and Panama, with its opening match scheduled for June the 17th.
Ghana is cutting ties with head coach Otto Addo just 2.5 months before its first match at the 2026 World Cup. The firing comes after the team lost 4 friendlies in a row, most recently 2-1 to Germany on Monday and 5-1 to Austria last week. In a statement, the Ghana Football Association said the split was effective immediately. It gave no details on who would replace Addo or the reasons for his termination. Addo has led the team for the last 2 years and had coached on an interim basis for much of 2022, including at the World Cup in Qatar. This year marks Ghana's 5th time at the tournament. They're in Group L with Croatia, England and Panama.
And finally to Nigeria, where political developments are taking shape ahead of future elections. Now, Nigeria's foreign in 2027, and his resignation follows a directive issued by President Bola Tinubu requiring opposition to ministers, advisors and heads of government agencies, with a deadline set for the end of March. Now, Tuga, who assumed office in 2023, previously served as Nigeria's ambassador to Germany. The move signals the beginning of early political positioning ahead of the 2027 elections.
Yusuf Tuga's resignation was confirmed in a statement posted on Facebook by his spokesperson on Monday. Nigerian media reported that Tuga was eyeing the governorship of Bauchi State in 2027. His resignation comes after President Bola Tinubu asked ministers and other political appointees seeking to contest elections in 2027 to leave their current positions. Office holders have until Tuesday, March 31st, to resign their positions. Tuga, a British-educated diplomat, assumed office in 2023. Before that, he had served as Nigeria's ambassador to Germany. Tinubu's directive applies to ministers, ministers of state, and other political appointees.
Well, there you have it, and that brings us to the end of Africa in Perspective this afternoon. From rising youth engagement in Kenya to security challenges in Mali, diplomatic efforts in Egypt, and sporting changes in Ghana, and of course not forgetting political shifts in Nigeria, the continent still continues to evolve in powerful and dynamic ways. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rhoda Mlenga. Do stay informed, stay engaged, and have a good afternoon.
Why keep your business in the dark? Shine a spotlight on your brand with Prime TV2.
Has been assaulted by the ant.
Zambia's first ever 24-hour news channel and a trusted platform that helps business grow.
Botswana, of course, behind me is the Kazongola Bridge. And
we broadcast on Topstar, Channel 110, DTH platform, and reach an expanding digital audience through our Facebook page, PTV2 Zambia.
It's projects that have been dotted across the country.
Advertise with us today. Contact our marketing team on 0978 71 9477. Prime TV2, the home of breaking